So, like, somebody, I don't know, I was talking to somebody yesterday and they're like, how are you so positive, Julia? Because, I don't know, I feel like I'm one of the more positive people that I know. Like, don't get me wrong, I just think a lot of what people consider positivity is not. Because true positivity is this. I think you have to approach positivity from a more introverted perspective. And some people, like, say because I talk a lot, they're like, oh, you talk a lot, you're not an introvert. But I think they don't really know what being introverted is. Like, there are some people that don't talk as much that I would consider more extroverted because they're very focused on what's going on around them, the outside world, like being up in the mix. I don't want to be up in the mix. Like, well, for instance, spilling the tea. Like, anytime that, like, somebody's saying, well, so-and-so does this generation does this not as good. Whether you be a boomer or an extrovert, I think you need to, like, maybe do some thought rehab, because I'm like, why is it that everybody wants to be against each other and go up to bat all the way every day with each other saying, oh, so-and-so's this, so-and-so's that. I'm like, knock it off, guys. Like, focus on your own plate, your own lane, your own life. Because the true positivity comes from what are the hobbies that make you the happiest. And actually, positivity is the healthiest thing you can do. It's called enjoyingyourlife.com. It's like, this is how I visualize it. You're driving down a road. People are road raging. They're cutting you off. They're doing this and that. And this can happen like in a store, anywhere. So I step back, and this goes against like California assertive behavior, California confrontational behavior. Maybe it's because I am a little bit more Syrian in my heart. Like, even though I was born in America, I feel like there's just something very Syrian in my mindset, where Syrian people are very thoughtful, welcoming. They're not just out to, I don't know, like just cut everybody off. Like, I feel like there's just something in my emotional thought process that's like, I'm there to build other people up. I don't need to like make everything a contest. And when I find that I'm starting to like notice something the other, like, it's not that I don't notice like the world around me. I have awareness and I'm interested. I just think I'm gonna differentiate. I think there's a lot of like spilling the tea culture that I don't find healthy. Like, just for instance, does it really matter? Like, oh, you don't like a kind of video that certain people post? Then don't watch the video. Oh, people cutting you off. Don't honk. Use your driving skills, like space cushion. Same with walking. Like, walking is so true, because I'm not in a contest to see if I can beat a car. Like, stop being in such a ding-dong rush. What are you in a rush to? To get home to watch a TV show? To get home to gossip? Like, what is it that you're rushing for? Stop rushing. Start focusing on you. And, you know, positivity doesn't have to be like this grandiose like statement. It's just like observing and enjoying, and that's who I've always been. And recently I came to the crux of, I want to be true to who I am. I don't want to be this person that's always like letting others define what is quality life, and I just don't, because true positivity comes from focusing within yourself. People that are not, thank you, people that focus on what other people are doing all the time, that's not positivity. That's, in my opinion, I believe you can define positivity however you want, but to me, true positivity is focusing within yourself, and you need to stop thinking, commenting, and always having an opinion about what everybody else is doing around you. Because if you still are always focused on what everybody else is doing around you, you cannot be the best version of yourself, because you are in the spilling the tea culture, and I don't want to be part of that. Like, I just, like, there are things in the world that are bad. I'm not saying you can't, like, look at current events, but a lot of things are just gossip. A lot of things are just, like, they're not my business. It's not on my plate. Like, let's say there's all this stuff going around me. I want to focus what's on my plate to maximize my health and my enjoyment in life so I can be there for other people in a healthy way. Positivity is about showing up, thinking healthy. And I don't care what anybody else interprets positivity as, because I know what it is in my heart. And I learned to let go. You have to let go of a lot of other people's opinions, thoughts, and just what is always going on around you, because those people, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They're not here to build others up. They're here to, I don't know, spill the tea. And even if, yeah, and we don't do that. I just don't do that in my life. So I need to, like, I always refocus. And when I refocus, I go on a journey that's just very, like, very solid. And, like, sometimes, like, when I post a short, sometimes people leave weird comments. And I'm like, well, you didn't read the caption. And not every video is for you. And if you don't like something, like, I had some guy, I almost wanted to laugh, but I just deleted his comment instead. Like, he told me that I was supposed to climb a tree in a YouTube short when I was just showing my hair and the scenery. I'm not going to stop being and showing beautiful things. In fact, I'm going to try and acknowledge it a lot less. Like, I am going to delete, because I know some YouTubers think any comment is a good comment, engagement is engagement, but no. That's kind of like allowing trash to, like, lie around in the park. Like, some people might say, well, it looks like the park's being used because there's trash on the ground. No, it doesn't look good, and it doesn't, like, contribute to the kind of life I don't want to live. Plus, it clutters up my lane, so I'm going to throw it away. Like, if you can't behave yourself in my lane, like, you come into my purview and you come into my lane and you don't respect me or others or the environment, then I just delete you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not here for everybody. And that's another thing, too, about YouTube Shorts. I think people are getting so caught up in YouTube Shorts, TikTok, oh, it's scrolling, as if people never flipped the channel stations like 20, 30 years ago. Like, if you complain about people having a short attention span, maybe it's because you have it too. And sometimes it's projection. Like, I think a lot of things that people say, so-and-so did this, some of it's projection. Maybe it's about you. Maybe the thing that you're complaining about is something within you that you know deep down you want to fix, but rather than focus on yourself and your mental health and your well-being, you're like, oh, so-and-so did this wrong, so-and-so is not, like, good like this way. So I just think going forward to be more positive. That makes no sense. Okay. Well, if you don't like comments that make sense, they don't get any. So I encourage you to rate only comments that make sense, or we just don't pay attention. So anyhow, yeah. So positivity reigns the day here and everywhere, but it's focusing on your own plate, your own lane, your own life. I don't really care what's going on around me, because what's going on around me is never going to make me the best version of myself. And I'm honoring my 17-year-old self. Like, I thought about this. I'm like, what was so important to me when I was 17? Like, and I realized it was just focusing within. And yes, it is kind of more introverted. Like, I might talk, I might be friendly to people, but I'm not the kind of person that needs to go to a party. Like, I actually told a relative last night, I said, why don't you just skip a party? Because to me, I know she's, like, really tired, and I'm like, just skip the party. Like, that party isn't going to make you feel refreshed and energized. Like, to me, like, really social people, and I don't even think you have to, I feel like this is extroverted people. They want to go to parties. They want to be around a lot of people. They like to be in the thick of it. They love the spill the tea culture. I don't. Like, I do. I enjoy interacting with people on a more, like, just general friendly level. I don't, like, when it gets to spilling the tea, I'm like, nope, don't have time for you, because I'm like, that doesn't benefit anybody. Like, it's just a drama wheel. It's like a hamster wheel. It just goes on, and what's the point of it? It doesn't make life better. So anyway, those are my thoughts on like how you can be introverted and positive. And I feel like this whole focus on your plate thing is very introverted because it's introspective. It's focusing on intrinsic things because it's truly introverted people. It doesn't mean that they're not friendly. It doesn't mean that they don't talk, but they don't have a high need to always be like to derive their purpose from other people. And to be honest with you, like my happiness isn't derived from other people. Well, some people, but people more like-minded people. Like I kind of like I look to see like if you are a person of integrity. Like, do you have a high moral ground? Like, are you a kind-hearted one? And if you're not, like, I just kind of go quiet on my western front and back end. It's like, if you're not kind-hearted, if you're not somebody who is truly, like, invested in building other people up, I'm not gonna put it on blast. I'm just like, oh. Like, I really, like, visually see things. And I'm like, and I can't unsee it. I would never confront somebody and be like, oh, like, you're selfish. No, I just go quiet on my western front. Like, I don't say anything. Like, I choose to not engage. Like, I'm drawn to people, like, that want to build others up and who have something within themselves that is making them happy, like some sort of craft. And hobbies are amazing, and they're not a waste of time. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that. I'm like, nothing that you do that makes you happy is a waste of time. What is a waste of time, in my opinion, is just focusing too much on what everybody else is doing. And I don't want to focus on what anybody else is doing. Like, does that make sense? Because I feel like if I want to focus on my health, what other people is doing or are doing has nothing to do with me. And I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to justify anything that I want to do that makes me feel healthier to help people in my life. You know, and you shouldn't either. So just focus within yourself. And it's better too because you have a lot less drama in your life. You don't have to worry about like this, that, and the other thing. It just allows you to actually like, look, I've been watching some Turkish shows again. I've been just focusing within. And there's nothing in the spill the tea culture that entices me. Like, you know, some people complain, oh, there's nothing good to watch on TV. Make your own entertainment. It's simple pie in the sky. You just have to find a hobby and I almost don't even know if I would consider certain things hobbies anymore. How about they're just things that you enjoy doing? Because I feel like a hobby is kind of derisive. I feel like people think, oh, this is a hobby. It's like this world acts like unless you do something professionally and with lots of accolades, it's not worthy of your time. But why? If you're more of an introverted person that just wants to enjoy life, like I love sharing beauty and creativity, hair care, and things like that. That's going to be my contribution, but I'm not on this earth to like win some sort of popularity contest of any kind, like, or to persuade anybody of anything because I am pretty more grounded. Like I love beauty and I love things that are creative. But I'm a very grounded person in that I've never thought that everybody's going to be drawn to something. We have to differentiate. In fact, I don't think there's anything or any idea in the history of the world, well, maybe some Rumi poetry or something, but even that, like Rumi was an introspective person. He didn't go out and be like, everybody needs to listen to me.com and I'm spilling the tea. Like, no. Introspection is more beautiful than focusing on everything around you. And how can you live your best life ever if you're always looking around you? You just can't. You just can't. Like, if you want to live your best life ever, you have to start today by not looking at the world around you and looking at within yourself. And that's where true positivity resides. Ahmed Weld.